What's up, everyone? This is Bill. Today I got a video for you guys. This is the Dynojet Power Vision. This is the Pv-1B. This will work with any Harley-Davidson model that uses a 4-pin connector. Price on this guy is $439.20. This is a ECU flash tuning device. So we are going to be adding a bigger air cleaner, and we are going to need to tune for that. We also have the Vance & Hines True Dual for the headers all the way back to the big pipes on the Harley. So we are going to need to be able to tune for that, and we're going to do it with the Power Vision. Okay, so out of the box, and I'll put a link to my unboxing video. It shows everything that comes in the package. It shows the visor and the ram ball that I'll be using. But today we're going to be installing this guy. So not going to get too much into the programming and whatnot today. This video is just going to be the installation. You can do this installation as elaborate as you want. You can follow these steps in the video I'm doing. This is going to be on a 2008 Road Glide. This is a 105th year anniversary model, so it might have a little bit of stuff on it that you wouldn't see on another bike. But we are going to be removing the gas tank. We're going to be removing the side panel. We're going to be removing the seat. We're going to be removing the saddlebag on the back left. We're going to run all of our wire where the factory wires would be, up to the handlebars. So some people I've seen where they just zip tie it along the frame. I want this thing to look as clean as possible. So here's the unit itself. This is the Power Vision. Right, and it uses the amps style mounting points. So if you don't know what amps is, you can Google that. Amps has a specific pattern. So anything amps, AMPS, will work. So again, this is like the visor. This is the ram ball to amps plate. So 1-inch ram ball to amps plate. I'll put all the links to the description below this video to everything that I'm going to be using here. We do have a ram mount, the U-bolt for the handlebar mount. We got one of the shorty pieces that are the extension instead of the long one. We do have our visor here that will cover up the top part so you can see it in the sun. Protect it from the weather. Yeah, that will be up on top of our actual little head unit, or little Power Vision here. Okay, so we're going to need to run the wire. The 4-pin wire is going to be underneath the back panel on the left-hand side. And it just pops off. So however you want to do the installation, you could do it, like I said, as elaborate as you want. You could pop that panel off, run it out, zip tie it up along the frame. You could also flash tune the bike and not leave this mounted. You don't have to mount this to your bike. You can flash the bike and uninstall it. Okay, so totally up to you how you want to do it. I'm going to show you the way I'm doing it. Give someone some input out there as to how I'm doing it, and hopefully others can follow along. Okay, so we'll get started. We're going to go over the bike. The first thing we're going to do is uninstall the seat, and that will be a 7/16 bolt in the very back. If you have the very back storage bin on there with the backrest, you'll have to lift that open to get to that bolt in the back. And remove that bolt. We'll remove the strap from the left-hand side of the bike. The strap that goes over the seat, we'll remove that. We'll get the seat off. Next would be to remove these. I'll show you where they are. They'll look like this. I marked them left and right on the inside there. I didn't see any markings. Maybe there is, but this will fit over the top of the bolts that are on the left and right side of the front end of the gas tank. Okay, I'll show you where those are. Okay, so let's get started. Get everything torn apart. Okay, step number 1. So remove this bolt. There'll be a bolt right here. You can get to it right here. Oh wow. There we go. You'll be able to get to it through here. So you'll have a long socket. You'll need to open this guy. Okay, so you'll need to open the trunk up, and then you'll be able to get to that bolt right through here on the back seat. Then we'll need to remove this strap. Okay, so you're going to take your left saddlebag. There'll be some push style twist pins that pull out on both sides, and we'll remove this bolt here, and that will get this whole assembly off. This assembly will come off, the strap will hang over the other side, then we'll pop this little rocker panel here. It just pulls outward. You're going to want to make sure your bike isn't warm or isn't hot when you're doing this. You got to put your fingers right here next to this exhaust. Don't burn yourself. This exhaust is the Vance & Hines from the header, from the head all the way back. It's a true dual exhaust. Okay, so we got to get that off, pull the seat off, pull this cover off, then we'll get to the gas tank. Okay, so let's get that. Okay, so you see a little hyperlapse there. I removed the seat. What we did was we took the strap, and so it doesn't clunk around up against the paint, we just tucked it into that other saddlebag. So that's why we left that saddlebag on there. We can loop the strap around, tuck it in. We won't need to be on that side of the bike at all for this installation. Okay, so that is a 7/16 bolt holding the strap and the assembly for mounting your saddlebag. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove this lower rocker cover here. Okay, this lower rocker cover is literally just going to pull out. Okay, it's got 3 little spots. So use some caution. You know, you do have this bar here, you don't want to bang it around. Say 1, 2, and then the bottom one, there goes 3. We're going to slide it back through here as careful as possible. And there we go. Okay, now that is where your diagnostics port is. It's going to be this gray plug down here. Okay, it's going to have a little black rubber cap over it. We need to access that. And then next step is to take the gas tank off. You know, on top here you have your ECU and your battery underneath that. Okay, this is also a good time to detail up all this. See, this bike's been sitting for about 5 years or so. So we got to go through it and start cleaning it all up. You know, obviously we want it to run right, so that's what we're doing today, is to make sure that it's going to run right. Okay, so we'll detail this all up. We'll get that gas tank off of there, and I'll let you watch that process. If you guys are wondering what color this is the copper pearl. And this is, there was 1,500 of this model made. Okay, the 150th year anniversary. Anyway, let's get started on that gas tank up there. The gas tank, what we're going to do here is we are going to remove the 2 hoses. There should be 2, yeah. This will unplug, this just pulls out. This is just a breather hose. You can see where it comes routing down here. Okay, so we'll need that breather hose pulled up out of there. We'll unplug this. We'll remove these 2 here. And then if you come up to the front, I've already pulled them off so you can see them. But that's where these rubber covers were that I showed you at the beginning. These 2 here. Okay, those 4 bolts are going to be a T40 Torx. Okay, it's going to be your best bet. You can get a socket over them too, though. But same with the ones up inside here. They're going to be a T40 Torx. The ones up inside there are going to be a pain in the ass to get to, but you can get them out. Okay, I'll show you. On the left-hand side of the gas tank, when you look right here, this is going to be a quick release. Right, this is a little sleeve. Slide down, pops off, get a rag up here. It's going to drip a little bit of gas, not much though. It's not going to start pouring out or nothing crazy. Okay, so we'll have to take that off. Just a little quick release. And then we'll lift the gas tank up off of here. So I'll play a little time lapse, see how hard it is to get these bolts out. If I run into any issues, I'll stop and let you guys know. Should be pretty straightforward though. 4 T40 Torx bolts, 2 up back, 2 in back, 2 in front. This, pull the hoses, unplug the cable, ready to go. Okay, like I was saying, you do want to figure out where this hose goes. This is a little breather hose. You can see, you look right there, right back in here, you can see it moving. So it's gone straight down and back to there. So we'll want to put it back there when we're done. Okay, just on the other side of that little linkage right there. Okay, so we know where that guy goes. And then this little hose, I'll unplug that. Okay, so our little hose, and straight down there. A little wire here. Just got a little squeeze tab up top. That one. This one is just a little breather. Should be able to. There it goes. Unplugs it. Right there. Okay, that's all we got to get out of the way for this to be able to lift up off. There's no need to drain the tank or anything. So again, we're going to undo these two Ford T40 Torques, two in the back front end, and then we'll lift it up off of there. Make sure you're prepared when you lift it up off there. You want a towel, something like that, to set it on, so you're not going to be scratching it up or anything. It wouldn't hurt to have a helping hand when doing this. I'll probably get my wife out here and see if she can help me when we go to lift it up off there, but first thing would be to get the bolts out. Okay.
Oh, well,
okay, so you can see from that little hyperlapse, we got our bolts out. That was this one here, and that one over there. We got them out of the front. You can see where the bolt's missing right down there. And what we've done is we put some tape, some masking tape along the tank and along the fairings so we don't scratch nothing up. I used a couple wobble extensions. We had a nice long extension so we didn't have to reach way in there and bang that wrench around inside there. We were able to keep the wrench way out here. Made it really easy to get to. Probably a little more challenging to get put on. I mean, once we get it started, I'm sure it'll be fine. So technically, gas tank's ready to lift up. We're going to go release the quick release on the other side for the gas. Okay, so now our quick release is right here. Okay, I'm going to show you how to remove this little fuel line right here. It can be tricky, and you may need to spray some little lubricant right inside there, depending on how long it's been on there. This one's been on there for a while. So we're going to get our rag up here and get ready for the purpose of the video. I'm going to show you, well, I'll grab the rag here, but so you're just going to make sure that this guy will spin. You should push it up, right? It should stay up, kind of. And there it goes. That's it. It's out. Okay, so to put it back on, you'll lift this up, shove that back up inside there. Make sure this is all nice and clean. Remember, this is your fuel flow. If that's dirty or gets anything in it, you're kind of screwed. So, you don't want that. Okay, fuel tank's ready to come off. So the next step would be to get an assistant out here, someone to help me, and a place to set the fuel tank when we get it up off the bike. Okay, so let's get that. Okay, so I got my wife out here with me. This is my beautiful wife, Vanessa. Say hello, Vanessa.
Hello, Vanessa.
A good one. Okay, so she's going to lift up on that side. I'm going to lift up on this side. We're going to lift straight up. We're going to walk it back a little bit, and then I'm going to take the whole thing. We have a blanket over here to set down on. Okay, we're going to watch our cables, everything. Remember, this is a crucial step here. Wrong move, you can really mess something up. Okay, everything's disconnected on that side, so you're just going to grab it. I'm going to take these off. They're super slippery. Okay, ready? Should go lift up. Yep. Huh? No, it's not bolted. Slide back. Yep. Yep. Okay, and now I've got a hold of it. Watch the cord there. Yep. My truck goes in the house. In the house. Okay, so there we go. So I'll show you the next step. This little cover, we have a zip tie here. We're going to cut that. This little cover is just lift. It's got all these little tabs that it clips into. The little cover lifts up, and that's where all your factory wiring is going to be. Okay, and then we have our plug, and obviously we're going to take the time to clean all this up back here. Our little plug. Diagnostics port. Okay, that little plug we're going to plug in there. We're going to run it up in here. This little hole here. We'll run it underneath all this and up to the handlebar area. We can run it out on this side. We can zip tie it along this main harness and come out right in here and have our unit mount right up here, our power vision. Okay, so let's get this piece off and let's take a look at the rat's nest that's under there. Okay, so we're gonna come in here, cut that, get rid of that one. And we may need a flathead screwdriver to some of this to pop up. I don't know. You see, I remember this bike's 12 years old, so you know stuff's dirty. Plastic starts getting brittle. So something you want to take your time on. You know, if you lift up on these, they all just come undone here. We will remember that there was a zip tie up there. Maybe someone had found a spot where it was rattling or something like that. You know, we will put that zip tie back. I got something to get under that. Okay, all we're doing, we have a screwdriver here that's got a nice little bent hook on it, so we can get underneath and pull outward, like so. Yeah, you think I've been here before. Yeah, no worries, that's just our little brackets that hold this brake lines. Down here. There's that one. There's that one. Okay, there you go. That's the main harness that goes all the way to the front of the bike. So our diagnostics port that came with our cable, or came with our power vision. So this guy is just slides off. So slide it forward, and there you go. And then it has this little rubber plug. You'll unplug it. That's where your diagnostics port is, right there. Okay, we're gonna plug our new cord in, and we're gonna slide this gray piece back on there. Okay, we're gonna tug this plug. We're gonna zip tie this plug up out of the way. Instead of cutting it or anything, we'll keep the bike factory. So we'll zip tie that up out of the way. This will attach back to that plastic back there. And then our cord is gonna come up. It's gonna go through this hole here. So you have an opening. And it's gonna run in with our main harness. It's going to come on this side of the bike on the right side, right through here. Probably put it underneath this main harness. Looks a lot cleaner. We'll zip tie it up there, and then you can get your finger. If you look, we can get, oh, you can get right in there. You see my finger moving? So that's where it's going to come up and mount right up here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to run the wiring. Show you guys how a little bit quicker on that. I've installed it here. We have our plug into here. It's still mounted. We zip tied the rubber plug over here, up out of the way. We'll tuck it back behind there so it's out of the way. And then it runs behind this shielded wire. So we unplug this, which would be the alarm. This is the antenna for the alarm. We unplug this and ran it back behind here, so it's all away from the exhaust. Remember, our cover is going to go over this. Now it's going to run right up into this opening here, so we will zip tie it right here, right? And then we ran it and fed it up underneath it here. We ran it underneath of the main harness. So we've lifted up out of there, ran it underneath the main harness and to the inside. So you can see our wire comes up right there. Now we're going to figure out where we want to mount this before we zip tie all this in place, because any slack, we're going to pull the slack back and run it inside of here. So our slack can be coiled up, you know, down here where we have plenty of room. Okay, so that would be the next step, is to figure out where we're going to mount that guy. And I'll let you take a look at that. Okay, so you can see how I have it up here. That's how we're going to mount it. We'll probably put a zip tie back here on the cord right there. We're going to want to turn our wheel left and right, make sure nothing is binding up. You see we have plenty of slack. So like I said, we'll take that slack and we'll just coil it up down in here and put our bike back together. But anyway, there you go. That is the installation on the Power Vision for Harley-Davidson. There you go. That's the information on it. It's the Pv-1B. $439.20. Okay, link in the description below. We can flip the screen whichever way you want in the settings, so don't worry about mounting it a specific way. Mount it as to what it fits. Again, in the settings, we'll be able to flip that however we want. Okay. So we'll go over, later on there will be more videos. We'll go over all the settings. We'll go over tuning the bike. We're going to have all kinds of whole series on this Harley for the Power Vision. Anyways, I'll let you guys take a walk around on the bike at the end of the video here and see what it looks like when we get it all back together. Take your time putting it back together, button up anything that needs buttoned up, straighten out your wires. Remember, everything rattles. Okay, we got it all back together with our Power Vision installed. You can see you can set up gauge screens. Okay, I'll let you guys take a look around this bike. Again, this is a 2008 Harley-Davidson Road Glide, 150th anniversary limited edition model. Okay, so everything back together the way it should be. I'll let you guys do a little walk around. Enjoy the music I made for you guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you like the content, consider subscribing. Thanks.